we get denied more for loans than any other race. So for me, it was just more about, being able to provide, some of the banking opportunities to our community that we haven't been provided with before. Right now we have 500,000 plus people on the waiting list ready to open accounts. We got like 100 days before we launch. Some of the investors include like the biggest banks in the world, Bank of America, JP Morgan, PNC. We're just trying to do something for our community. And we're just trying to get dollars circulating in our community, which, and in turn of, improve Black lives. In our community right now, money circulates, a dollar circulates 0 to like 2 times, as opposed to in a predominantly white community, the dollar, it circulates almost unlimited. So, we're just trying to, even the playing field and create some hope in our community and give access to some things that haven't been accessed before.
Sounds like a tremendous opportunity and platform. Shout out to Killer Mike for being a teammate with you on that as well. Let's talk about one of my former teammates, and Drew Brees. He was my teammate in San Diego before you were born. But I went to his wedding. That's for another day, that story.
Stop aging yourself, Marcel.
Look,
come on, he always do that. He come up here telling his age, bro.
Hey, man, that wedding was crunk, though. Y'all still say that? All right, so let's get to talking about playing with Drew Brees. Tell us about Drew Brees, what he meant to you, and him being beyond just your quarterback.
Yeah, man. Drew, I can't say it enough. I think all 4 years in the league, I've talked about him as being, the best. I got tired of saying he was the best. I'm like, yo, it's Drew Brees. That's what I call him. He's Drew Brees, and he's Drew Brees for a reason. He's put his best foot forward all 20 years he played in the league. Amazing guy on and off the field. I think one of the reasons, and I always say this, one of the reasons I'm as successful as I am is because of Drew. He made it easy for me to come into the league and do what I did. Half the time I didn't know what I was doing, my rookie year. But, I made it look good because Drew, made it comfortable for me and allowed me to play my best game and just kind of go out there and let loose. He just an amazing dude. I hate that he retired. It's like, man, I've been playing with Drew. I don't want him to go. But he's laid down his legacy, and I don't think it could be touched.
Hey, big dog, who gonna take over the leadership role? Because I don't think the fans realize Drew Brees is more than the quarterback. Even stuff as small as the breakdown chance, the whole 1-2 win for you, all that. Drew Brees did that since you showed up. Who's going to take over that leadership role in your mind, or is it you?
Man, I think I have a certain role etched out on the team, and I'm obviously a leader in that locker room. I've kind of cemented myself in there. But when I look at a role like Drew's, Demario Davis, he's been kind of like that other voice behind Drew. When Drew was too tired to break it down, that's Demario's role.
Oh, that.
Another outstanding dude, man. Demario, he exemplifies what it is to be a role model, a teammate, a leader in the community, everything. So I think Demario can step up and kind of fill that void. I think as a whole, we got leaders on our team, man. We got a vet group, guys that know how to win, guys that know how to play together, guys that are accountable, and they know what they're doing.
You talked about that void. Here's a time and a test for you to show some of that leadership. Who should be the Saints' starting quarterback week 1? Alvin?
Let me grab my phone and call Sean. I don't know. When they say quarterback battles, I don't know what they're grading. So, but we got 2 guys. Obviously we got a chance to see what Taysom can do last year. Jameis, with it being his first year, he was doing a lot of learning, and I think we all saw Jameis, him talking about Drew shortly, and just what Drew meant to him in his learning process and being able to be in New Orleans and just being blessed and to even have the opportunity to be, under Jameis, under Drew learning and on his team. So I think both guys have talent. It's gonna be a battle. They're gonna have to battle, and Sean says it. There's no favorites. It is what it is. It's who's gonna be able to put us in a position to win football games. And I think both are capable. We just gonna have to see. I know Jameis is ready. I know he's ready and hungry to prove what he can do. He's passionate. He plays with a chip on his shoulder. I mean, we've seen what he's been able to do in Tampa. I mean, and he'll tell you before anybody else tells you. I think his big thing that everybody looks at is his decision making, and I think out of a lot of the guys that I met, he's a dude that's hard on himself, and he demands excellence in everything he does and perfection, and I mean he wants to do good, not only for himself, but I think he wants to do good more for his teammates than he does himself. And then Taysom, I mean, we see Taysom week in and week out. I mean, he's a warrior, he's a grinder. He's been learning from Drew for a few years now, 4 years also, and another dude that wants to compete, wants to play, wants to win football games. So it's just gonna be what happens in camp.
Yeah.
Who wins it?
What a leadership answer there.
I need him to speak at my funeral, bro. All them kind words.
I know. Sound like Jameis to me.
You delivering my eulogy, big dog.
You hear.
Hey, but the difference between this show and other shows, bro, it's more of a locker room vibe. So I'm going to ask you straight up, because I had to go back to November of 2016 is the last time you played a game without a reception, except that one game where Taysom was your starter out of the 4 games. So my question is, are you worried about your individual statistics if Taysom is your starter instead of Jameis because y'all run a different style of offense? Speak selfishly for a second, if you can.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, so you said it's a different kind of show, so we're going to chop it up and talk a little different. Me and Taysom just going to have a real talk. Me and Taysom going to have a real talk because, I felt some type of way when I ain't catch a ball that game. I did, but I'm a team guy. We got us a win. We did what we had to do, but want me to just throw it to me once. You could have answered or something. Just one. We would have been on the street, man. I would have had some type of record or something maybe in the future. But nah, it's all good. Everybody has a different style. Taysom got a little different style. He's able to do some different things that we haven't seen some quarterbacks do.
Yep.
Man, I mean, he's a tough player, and the game obviously changes when he's in there as opposed to when Jameis is in there. We got a little taste of Jameis for a game, just a small taste, and it's different, and defenses, and I think that's up to a defense how they look at the quarterback position. I think defenses look at Jameis way different than they look at Drew, way different than they look at Taysom. So I mean, shoot, like I said, it's gonna be a camp situation where we see how it's gonna have to shake out.
My dog, all right, you said this. You said everybody got a different style, so let's talk about the different styles running backs have. I need Alvin Kamara's top 5 running backs right now, in order, sir. Right now.
Right now. Including me?
Including you and including the cast that's coming back from injury. So include Saquon and include McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go me and Christian. I think if it's a 1A, 1B, or if we could both be at 1, I think that's it right there. 1, I think Dalvin and Derek, one of them or 2. I mean, it's just your preference, what you prefer.
What do you prefer? It's your list.
What do I prefer?
Yeah.
What do I prefer? I think I prefer Dalvin just from a strategy standpoint in the game.
Yep.
Because you can look at Derek and say, okay, well, I'm gonna load the box because I know what he's gonna do. Yep. Dalvin, you can load the box, but he can still kill you on the other end. He can catch the ball and he can kind of get down the field. Derek can do that too, but I mean, you got to look at, if we look at statistically and analytically, Derek's not gonna catch the ball and run routes and do things like that.
Who's at your 5 spot then? You gave me 1, 2. You gave me 3, 4. Who's a 5?
No, I ain't gave you 1, 2, 3, 4. I gave you 2. Dalvin and Derek got 2, depending on what you prefer.
Conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I still got Zeke in there. I still got Zeke.
You say stats and analytics, and then you're gonna say Zeke. How you gonna do that?
I still got Zeke, man. I'm looking.
They came in the state of
that was for that situation. That was for the 2 spot. Now you can't trip me up. That was for the 2 spot. For the 3, I'm still looking at talent, and Zeke still got all the talent in the world. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he still has all the talent in the world. Saquon, I love Saquon. I want to see him come back off the injury and be healthy and do what he got to do.
Yep.
So I got him at 4. 5. Who else I had? I like Aaron Jones in my top 5 too.
Bet.
Okay.
So he gave us 9 running backs.
I'm about to say.
Okay. I'm just making sure I'm doing my
I got
math
about 10
right.
running backs for top 5, so the rest of y'all got to figure out.
Okay, help me figure this out, because you're talking about talent and you gave Zeke the nod for that. You have a special talent in your running style, man. I think it was the Green Bay game where you scored a touchdown, and it didn't seem like you even tried to hit full stride. You were just out there jogging, everybody running full speed. You just clowning defender after defender. When did you learn that style?